Welcome back, everybody. It's Primetime Action Sports. Week 3 of the NFL is upon us. We saw the Giants get stomped on Thursday Night Football by the 49ers. Slater, what were your thoughts about that? No Barkley. You think, Daniel Jones lost his best guy. Darren Waller's basically shut down all night. Breida had a touchdown, but they could just not get anything going in that loud crowd.
Yeah, well, I mean, you saw it week 1. They got beat 40-0. The Cowboys' defense was all over the place. Their offense just wasn't getting going. They were getting blown out by the Cardinals, and then they had that fourth quarter comeback, and they just had that big comeback, and they ended up winning the game. So
at what cost?
Yeah, and then their offense struggled to get going against the 49ers. The 49ers are a great team. They move the ball well. They play good defense. Yeah. They're coached well. So, and they're on the road too. Crowd's in a frenzy, so it's hard to win on the road like that when your team hasn't really gotten it going offensively and the other team is clicking on all cylinders, and they have been for the past 2 years.
Right.
So I think that the Giants right now, they're one of the weaker teams because they don't really have it all together right now. Their best player's out.
Yeah.
They still got a quarterback that is still kind of getting his wheels behind him, but we've seen it before, teams that start off really poorly and then they end up kind of making that push. The Lions last year were terrible and they end up making that push. We've seen it with other teams too. A lot of people thought the Bills were terrible with Josh Allen, a total bust, and then look at what he's turned out to be. So you just really never know. It's 3 weeks in, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how they bounce back from that and how they respond to another blowout. So let's go to the game slates. We're kind of looking at the games. They're all kind of a little week 3, which is unfortunate. I was looking at the Colts-Ravens because I thought Anthony Richardson versus Lamar Jackson. I know they don't play against each other, but that rushing attack would be really fun to watch. Richardson is out this week with a concussion, so you know what time it is?
That's
Minshew Mania.
So what's that mean for Michael Pittman? I got him on fantasy. What's that mean?
Are you starting him?
Of course. He's projected more now with Gardner Minshew.
Because they're pass it more, yeah.
So
and Zach Moss.
So, but no Odell Beckham Jr. Do I start Zay Flowers? I don't know.
Ooh, well, Zay Flowers always seems like the one there.
Zay Flowers is good. We'll see. I don't know though.
Mike Williams. Yeah, both of them in against Shane this week, right?
Plays the Shane
How you feeling about that?
I feel good. I had a solid performance from my kicker, but you can't go off projections. I'm projected to win by 9, but you really can't go off projections. A kicker got me 12-0. It doesn't really mean anything.
Right.
I'm looking forward to a good rivalry with Shane. He beat me last year. Pretty much everyone did, besides Nick. But yeah, I'm excited. We'll see. I'll come back and I'll talk.
You got 2 wins this season. You're 2-0 in the box. You already have more wins than you did last year.
Yeah, I do.
You got that ugly win, but hey, a win's a win.
A win's a win, and I gotta thank the fantasy gods and just the gods in general for that. For those 2 Monday night, it gave me anxiety, but I had faith and they pulled through for me. So.
Well, I got my first win against Evan. It was a 160-151 shootout. He had Steelers defense, and they almost won the game single-handedly for him. Really nerve-wracking, but my guy showed up, but I lost Barkley. I got to start Swift now, which may be a good thing. We'll see how the committee goes. But let's go to another game because the Eagles game at Bucs is something I want to come back to a little later. But one of the earlier games at the 10 o'clock slates is the Chargers and Vikings. Both teams are 0-2. They're struggling to get any kind of wins, and this is do or die for both of them right now. And you hate to see it from 2 really talented rosters, but someone's got to win. They can't. They can tie. I hope not. So who's on the hotter seat right now? The Chargers or the Vikings?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think. Oh man, I don't know.
I'm gonna say the Chargers because I'm pretty
you're
pissed.
A Charger fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Both of those teams are slated to be pretty good. The Vikings last year, obviously, made playoffs. They're one of the better teams in the NFC. Chargers made playoffs, but they both lost. Oh man, I don't know. I guess I'd say the Chargers because they've only been to the playoffs 1 time with Justin Herbert. Kirk Cousins has been in the playoffs a few times, and I don't know. I just think that what am I saying here? I was gonna say Vikings fans are kind of used to disappointment, but Chargers fans they're just born into it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I actually don't know. I would the both teams.
How about this? Who do you have winning?
Who do I have winning?
Yep. Now, boom.
Oh man, I gotta bet on the Vikings. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
It's
I can't really bet on the Chargers.
Okay.
Even though they have proved me wrong.
It's in
a few
Minnesota.
times.
It's in
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'm gonna take Minnesota.
So that could be a little tougher. I'm gonna obviously go the Chargers bounce back win because we have a Week 5 bye. We're the first teams to have a bye. If they don't win these next two and they're 2-2, if they're 0-4, if they're nothing better than 2, if they don't win these next 2 games, going into the bye, it's time to fire the coach. Kind of look at ourselves and be like, I know that's probably too early to panic, but you know, this is just coming back from all these fourth quarter blown losses and not be able to produce points in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Change of offensive coordinator. It looks like we're still having hiccups. Our defense, gets torched randomly on the ground. It's just they got to figure it out. But I got the Chargers win. Have faith. 2-2 on the horizon. Let's hope. Okay. Other games. Any other games you want to go about? Your Pats play the Jets.
Yeah.
That could be fun in MetLife.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that we can get our first win of the year. We played
Another 0-2 team.
Yeah, we played competitive though. I mean, we faced the Eagles week 1. Those are the defending NFC champions. Almost came back and beat them. Our offense got going later in the game, and then week 2, that Sunday night game for the Dolphins. We just couldn't stop them, and they just made more splash plays than us, and they made the plays when it mattered. We ended up losing. So still early. I think that this game favors us, even though we're on the road, but it's against an inexperienced quarterback like Zach Wilson.
Correct.
I mean, we've seen the success that Bill Belichick has had against quarterbacks like that. Then again, you do really never know what can happen, but
yeah.
I'm confident that the Patriots can get a bounce back win this week. That I think the defense can play well. I think the Jets might have some moments where they might make some plays offensively. I'm hoping Breece Hall can because I'm starting him in fantasy football. But they got talented guys on the roster defensively and offensively as well too. So you got to take them seriously. They beat the Bills week 1 without Aaron Rodgers the whole game.
Sam Martin corrals the snap. It's a short punt. Gibson on the return. Near side. I don't see any flags. Gibson inside the 30. Hits the Jets. And he's going to go. Jets win it. Touchdown, rookie Xavier Gibson. Game over.
That's true.
They can win games. It's just a matter, of if they can play well. I don't know.
Right.
So, but I'm taking the Pats.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Belichick has his number. I think. Oh man, I saw something about the record. Oh, I think the Jets have not won a game against the
Since
Pats.
2015.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of beatdowns in that streak.
So let's see how let's
41-0, 38-3. There's so many games.
They swept them last year, obviously. I guess, right?
Of course.
Yeah, because that makes it.
Even without Tom Brady, past 4 games, past 2 years, they beat him without Tom Brady.
God, weird.
So, I mean, Aaron Rodgers says he owns the Bears. I think the Patriots, and the Jets.
Yeah, as a franchise.